People are sending me my face on things.
Oh,
Shout out Cavell for the merch.
Be sure to get your Veve, Ecomi, and Omi merch at CavellAnderson.com. Our primary line will always be available, while our limited edition section will only ever have 100 items total and will never be sold again. Get it while supplies last. Yo, what is going on, y'all? I'm Cavell Anderson, and we are back with another Veve and Ecomi video, and we gonna get real personal in this one because it goes down in the DMs. No, I'm just playing. But we in a group chat right now. Now, who's in this group chat with me is my two little cousins and one of my best childhood friends growing up. Now, my little cousins, I had one of them who actually took the chance and took the time to actually invest in this, invest in Veve, because I've been telling them, like, I don't give financial advice or anything like that on YouTube, but when y'all my homies, I can tell you, yo, put your money here. What are you doing? Like, you sitting here drinking every night, going to the club, going to the bar, bro. Put $100 in here, bro. So I can tell my homies that. Like, I don't say stuff like that on YouTube, because yeah, I mean, I don't do that. But yeah, seriously though, as you can see, jumping in, I'm going to be showing you all how to be profitable and how to make money, just starting with as simple as 100 gems. Now, patience and mindset is everything, but we're going to get into that. So as you can see this here, I send them plays a lot. I'm not going to go through the whole text because I don't know if I said something crazy. I mean, listen, it's me. But yeah, like, we going to go through a little bit of it. So I told y'all to buy this the other day and they went up $10 already. I bought 10 of them that day, so I'm up over 100 already. These are some of the last cheapest opportunities available. It's still time to get in on some of these plays before the minimum buy-in is $100 just for one. This is only $30 right now. It's still a good time to buy. Eventually, it'll be $100 minimum. If you buy right now for 30 and it hits 100, you made $70 for each one you own. Now, we're gonna jump into the app now. Another one that I had my cousin hop in on is Amazing Spider-Man 1. He caught Amazing Spider-Man 1 at $80. I gave him my list. I gave him my list of what he should be looking at. He looked at Marvel Comics #1 that was sitting at like, what, 200 or around 200 something or 300 at that time. He like, what's the next one? Like, so he like, okay, I'll go at the Amazing Spider-Man. So he grabs the Amazing Spider-Man, and within a matter of days, he sees it to start going up. So yeah, he's in, he's hooked, he's completely on it. Now, how can you take a minimal amount of money like he did and then start making money with it? So currently he has the Amazing Spider-Man. He's up like $200 or something, I think, right now. Let me see. And that like I said, that was an $80 investment. So listen, this is mindset. So many people jump into apps like this or jump into projects and they just want to get rich overnight. That's not realistic. You have to be realistic. You have to know that it's going to take time. If you're starting with a little, it's going to take time for you to turn that little into a lot, but it is possible. And if you learn these skills, if you learn to watch the market, learn to really just think, because I don't do what a lot of other people do. I basically use common sense when I invest. And this is why my strategy it works so well. Because you don't have to know everything. All you have to do is basically use your brain. Like, when it comes down to these brands, when I'm deciding between Batman, Spider-Man, and stuff like, I think to myself, okay, what am I seeing popping up in the world more? What am I seeing in the news? What am I always saying? Spider-Man is always around the Avengers and things like that. Like, you just see Spider-Man more, so it's an obvious pick. I never had to look at a statistic to know that Spider-Man was more popular. I never had to do that. So if you don't overcomplicate investing. This is something that we all know and utilize that. So when you want to spend your $100 or your 100 gems, and when you're looking for something to buy, the most affordable things are the newer things or the comics. So going into comics right now, a few weeks ago, like when I was giving them advice, I told them this was one on that list. It wasn't this high up. This was one that was super, super cheap. But now a lot of the ones that I was telling people about is super high up. Now, this is an opportunity that you can jump on right now. You can jump on this opportunity right now if you want to. This is an opportunity I'm jumping on. Like, this is literally something I'm jumping on. So I'm giving you game right now. I'm giving you one of my moves. So Yeah, be sure to drop that thumbs up if you like content like this, because I'll go over a little bit more with you all. Here we go. First appearance ever of Deadpool. First appearance of Deadpool. It's $45 right now. This is 45 gems. Like literally, if I was starting out with $100, I would probably cop 2 of those. To get you 2 of these, and then you just hold that, let it go up in value. You may have to wait a week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks or something like that. But then when it goes up in value, you can sell it and then buy the next thing that's going to be moving up like that. And then the next thing, and then like, or maybe you want to go to a bigger item. It just comes down to watching the items, which items you really know are going to move. You really got a good feeling are going to move. And yeah, so check this out. Here is how I would look at this. Here's how I think of this. This is how I don't use any charts. I don't use any data. I use data, but it's just randomly thoughts in my head. So when you look at the popularity of some of the things like Fantastic Four is super popular because it's one of the most popular comics in the world. Then you have Spider-Man, Amazing Spider-Man, and you have Marvel Comics #1. These 3 are $1 million comics, so this is instantly where people's eyes and minds are going to go to when they look at these comics, because you know how valuable these are. When it comes down to the heroes on Veve, you have Batman. Batman was the first thing there. You have the reputation is very, very big. Then you have Spider-Man, of course. And then you have the others. So basically Deadpool, in terms of what's on Veve right now, Deadpool is not necessarily at the top of the list, but he is a top tier hero. A lot of people know Deadpool. Most people know Deadpool. So the fact that this stuff isn't moving yet, the fact that it's this cheap, is below $100, this should tell you instantly, okay, this is an opportunity. This is below $100. And most of these comics, if you look at most of the comics, they're going up to, they're over $100 right now. Look at this. Spider-Man is almost $300. This Spider-Man is almost $300. Like look at the other heroes that you see that you know are around Deadpool's level, like that you know are as active as Deadpool. Like look at this. That one's almost 200. Let me see what else we got here. You just look at some of the other ones, like even Daredevil. Daredevil is at 160. So, and to be fair, Deadpool is probably more popular than Daredevil. Deadpool is probably more popular than Daredevil. Like I said, this is how you do it without even having to look at numbers and statistics and stuff like that. But I would assume that Deadpool is more popular than Daredevil. I could be wrong, but they're both popular. Like they're both winning picks. So it's really simple. Loki was another one that I was telling people, this is only $100. It's $100. I mean, it's not as big of an opportunity right there if you only have 100. So yeah, like if you only have 100 right now, what I would do is I would grab 2 of these. I would grab 2 of these, but let's go to the collectible side. Let's go to the collectible side, and then I would look through the collectibles. First off, the first tip that I would give you, I stay away from anything speculative that I don't understand. Because my investment strategy is so simple, it's so basic, I don't even attempt to collect things that I don't understand. And that was a mistake that I made, because I used to collect any and everything. So this ultra rare right here, I would never touch it. Like this Twilight Mothman would never touch it. This one I believe is undervalued still. Is it still undervalued? Let me see. Let me look at some of his let me look at the comment. Let me look at the comment, see if it's undervalued still. This common? Okay, this common is undervalued. I give you all a little bit more free game. DreamWorks. This is the first appearance of DreamWorks ever on the Veve app. The first appearance of DreamWorks. Says it all right there. That is monumental. That's a big deal. So I never watched Voltron. I don't know what that is, but I know how big it is because of the fact that it's the very first DreamWorks on Veve. So there's some game right there. It's just mindset. Realizing which first appearances are insane, like Coca-Cola. I mean, that's pretty obvious to everyone, but that's an opportunity. But this one right here, not this particular piece, but if I wanted to get on here with only $100, check this out. I would go to, this is the most recent drop, so I already know it's going to be undervalued. One of the most recent drops. As you can see here, this is $80. This is $80 right now. So I could have caught it when it was a little cheaper. Like pieces like this was actually pretty cheap. This was cheap for a while. Like this was around 50 bucks. This was actually below, it was below listing price. It was below, yeah. So it was below the drop price. So literally you could have caught this one at below 50 or at 50. You could have grabbed you one of these, and then you could have grabbed you the Deadpool comic. And then this has gone up to 80 already. This one could have been sold, and then you could have copped you maybe 2 Deadpool comics. Cause yeah, this is about $83 right now, 83 gems right now. So you literally could have got this. Then you made an extra 40 off of it, and then you could have sold them. You could have sold it and bought a couple more. So this is how you take $100 and you and you flip it. You turn it into more. You have to start with what's in your you have to start small. Start with good valuable picks. A lot of people would be in stuff like, oh, $100. Let me look at what this is, $50. Let me grab that. Cool. Okay, say you grab that. Explain to me how this goes up in value. When is it going to go up? What would make this go up in value? See, when it comes down to a pick like Deadpool, you can use common sense to figure out how that's going to go up in value. Deadpool, he's more than likely going to have a movie coming out soon. He's very popular and he stays with movies coming out. What's it called? Fantastic Four, the Invisible Woman. Like literally, they have a movie coming out soon. So the movie is more than likely going to drive value to that piece. So this is stuff that you can really just use common sense and a little bit of research, just a little bit of basic research, and you can understand how this move and how this goes up in value. Now, when it comes to all these other pieces from artists you may not know or you may not study, it's going to be a lot harder for you to decide or be able to tell what's going to go up in value. So yeah, make sure you keep that in mind. Look at this. Like somebody might see this. Oh, this 40, this is in my price range. Let me go and grab this. No, don't do that. Don't do that. Don't go and grab it just because you can afford it. Like, let me see. Like, let me go down to the commons. The commons probably dirt cheap because these is uncommons right here. The commons is probably dirt cheap, and this is what beginners do. This is what beginners do. They see these for dirt cheap. This is only 40 right here. Somebody may grab 2 of those or grab 1 of those and maybe 1 of these. 37. This is even cheaper. Somebody may grab those 2. You don't know how these move. We don't know what catalyst caused this to move. Unless you're a collector and you really understand this particular set and why people would find that set valuable, then like if you understand it, if you have certain knowledge, use that knowledge. But me, as somebody who isn't from a collecting background, and I'm just purely using my knowledge of how popular things are in the world, and I'm comparing it. So for instance, the comic book, when I'm thinking about Deadpool, I'm using a lot of different knowledge at the same time, but check this out. So I look at Marvel Comics #1. Where's that at? Let me see. What Marvel Comics #1? So I look at Marvel Comics #1. I see it's at 630 gems. It's on its way to 1,000 gems. It's on its way to a 1,000 gem floor. Then I think about Deadpool. I'm like, if Marvel Comics #1 is at 1,000, where should Deadpool be? Then you look at some other heroes. You say, okay, Marvel Comics #1, it's going to be at $1,000. Fair play. Let's look at Daredevil. Daredevil is at 160. Okay, fair play. He's an okay hero. He's in that range where you have to wonder if he's above like between him or Deadpool, who's more popular. So I mean, just by looking at that, I would assume Deadpool should be going up, and then there you go. Like get some, see, somebody's copping the Deadpools right now. Probably somebody in the private group. Shout out to y'all, man. But yeah, check it out. What else we got here? Loki is still, like, look at this. People still listing Loki. Loki is going to be going up as well. Like, so these are comics that was sitting at like $50. So literally, if something gets out of reach, you start to not be able to afford something, then you go and you look for the next best opportunity. You go and look for the next best opportunity. As you can see, Marvel Comics #1 is heading to $1,000. It's at 600 right now. It went back down to 600. This is almost at $300. So if Spider-Man is almost at $300, where do I think that Deadpool ranks in compared to Spider-Man? Okay, if Spider-Man goes to 300, Deadpool should at least be at 100. He's not a Spider-Man, but he's not a below 100 type of character. So this is very, very basic. This is something that anyone can do. You don't need a lot of information. You don't have to process a lot. You don't have to look at charts. You don't have to study. You can literally just use your basic instincts and basic knowledge. Do a Google search, see if a movie's coming out, see if a show's coming out, something like that. And yeah, you have everything that you need to make educated guesses about what's going to go up in value. And then it's just experience. It's just really looking at the market, studying pieces, seeing how certain things move and when certain things move and what catalysts actually affect certain things. And I mean, you'll be very, very sharp. You'll be able to make some profit. So this will be my advice on turning $100 into more. And it's just taking that time. Like after you get some profits from your first purchases, like let's say you buy the Deadpools, you buy 2 of those, they go up to $100. Let's say you want to sell right there. So then you have the profits from that plus your initial investment. Now you look at your price range and be like, okay, where do I go next from here? What do I want to buy now? Maybe there's a new comic that came out. Maybe they released like Wolverine or something, the first appearance of Wolverine. You want to cop like 4 of those or something. Then you ride that one up, and then you do the same thing. So you just rinse and repeat. You keep rinsing and repeat and doing the same thing. That $100, it'll turn into $200. $200 can turn into 4, 6, 8, and then it just keeps going. So yeah, that's pretty much the advice I got for you all. Let me know if you enjoyed this video. Let me know if you found it helpful. Be sure to drop that thumbs up, subscribe, turn on notifications so you stay updated with everything going on. And yeah, I'm gonna catch you all on the next one. Peace out, yo.